Gorski Kotar is the mountainous region in Croatia between Karlovac and Rijeka. Because 63% of its surface is forested, it is popularly called the green lungs of Croatia or Croatian Switzerland. Through the region passes the European route E65, which connects Budapest and Zagreb with the Adriatic Port of Rijeka. Geography. The region is divided between Gorski Kotar County and Karlovac County. The majority of the region lies in Gorski Kotar County, including the cities of Delnice, Kaba, Vrbovsko, and the municipalities of Marko Palj, Ravna Gora, Skrad, Brodna Kupi, Fuzin and Ligve. The part of the region that is in Karlovac County contains the municipality of Sl-Ziga and part of the city of Ogulin. With a population of 4,454, Delnice is the largest city of the region and its center. Other centers with populations of more than 1,000 are Vrbovsko and Ravna Gora. Begovo Razdolje, the highest town in Croatia, is located in Gorski Kotar at an altitude of 1,076 meters. The population density of Gorski Kotar is low, but the highest in mountainous Croatia. As of 2001, about 28,000 people were living in an area of about 1,300 square kilometers, which is about 22 people per square kilometer. Linguistically, the region is very diverse. In a relatively small area, all three Croatian dialects can be heard. Also, in some parts of Gorski Kotar there is a considerable Serb community, especially in the town of Vrbovsko, where they constitute 35.2% of the population. Geomorphically, Gorski Kotar is on the Karstic Plateau about 35 kilometers and has an average altitude of 800 meters. The highest point is Bjelolasica at 1,534 meters, followed by Rizanjak at 1,528 meters. The plateau is a climatic barrier between the littoral and continental parts of the country. The border with the Kvarner region is defined by the divide between the drainage basins of the Black Sea and of the Adriatic Sea. Its southern border with Rijeka is not clearly defined, but most scholars consider it to be the Jasenic Novi Vinodolski Road, and people of Jasenic consider themselves to be somewhere between Gorski Kotar and Rijeka. To the north, the Kupa River is the border between Gorski Kotar and Slovenia's White Carniola region. History. The first known inhabitants of the Gorski Kotar was the Illyrian tribe of the Iapodes, who lived in the area from the 9th century BC on. They were later subjugated by the Romans, who built lines of fortification from Grobnik to Prešid. In the 6th century, the Croats began to settle the area, but hereafter the history of Gorski Kotar is obscure until the 12th century, when the noble family Frankopans began to rule much of Gorski Kotar. The Frankopans initiated the first wave of settlement in the 14th century, first colonizing the eastern part of the Gorski Kotar, making the stronghold at Sl-Ziga. In the 15th century, due to the Ottoman intrusions, the geopolitical significance of the Gorski Kotar increased. This led to a new wave of settlement and the creation of defensive fortifications, which in turn led to the development of more important towns in the region. After a short period of insecurity, settlement renewed at the end of 16th century, when many Ottoman exiles and refugees came to this region. They settled along the border with the Ottoman Empire in Gomiya, Vrbovsko, Dobra, Moravice, Stari Laz, Susica, Marko Palj and Lic. For the mid-17th century until the beginning of the 18th century, the most developed part of the region was the area around Kaba, where the Zedrinskis had control over on mines and metallurgic manufacturing. Kaba and its surroundings were settled by a Slovene population from Carniola and Charkavian from Kavana. After the failed Zrinski-Frankopan plot, the properties were confiscated and shared among many other nobles, whereupon the local population was exploited with increased severity. The most intense period of settlement began in the 18th century with the 1732 opening of the Carolina Road, which linked Karlovac and Rijeka. Most immigrants were from Kavana, but Czechs, Slovenes and descendants of Ottoman exiles also came. After the road opened, economic activity in the region flourished, especially Kirjasenj, the transportation of goods from the interior to the Adriatic. The most developed center in this period was Ravna Gora. In 1777, by decree of Maria Theresia, all of the Gorski Kotar was incorporated into the county of Severin. During the Napoleonic Wars, the Gorski Kotar was part of France's Illyrian provinces. The French built between 1803 and 1809 a new, wider road Sl-Ziga named after Napoleon's second wife Marie-Louise, which connected Karlovac and Rijeka and led to more development of Gorski Kotar, and Delnice became the most developed center in the region. It linked Rijeka with Karlovac through Grobnik Opolia, Kamenjak, Gornja Jelenia, Lukve, Delnice, Skrad, Stubica, Severin na Kupi, and Netreti. The length of the Louisiana Road was 18 Austrian miles. It was about 6 meters wide. It was the shortest route between Rijeka and Karlovac, and was one of the most modern roads in the empire. With the building of the Sl-Ziga, the Carolina Road became less important. The road is still in use. After the war, the Gorski Kotar was again under the Habsburg monarchy, and in 1873, the first railway in the region was built. However, this decreased dependence on Kirjasenj, and an economic crisis ensued that forced many to leave the region. In 1886, a new administrative division was made and all of the Gorski Kotar was incorporated into Rijeka County. After the First World War, the Gorski Kotar was part of the Kingdom of Serbs, Croats and Slovenes. On the 21st of July 1921, Alija Alijajic, a member of the communist organization Crvena Pravda, shot the Minister of the Interior Milorad Draskovic in Delnice. Although Milorad Draskovic was a staunch anti-communist, and enacted several pieces of anti-communist legislation, the Communist Party of Yugoslavia condemned the act. Nevertheless, this inspired the king to make a law concerning protection of the state that made the Communist Party illegal. During the Second World War, the Gorski Kotar was divided between Italy and the independent state of Croatia. Citizens of the Gorski Kotar participated greatly to the anti-fascist struggle, and several popular post-war TV series were made about Gorski Kotar resistance efforts, Kapelski Krasovye being one. In the 1990s, construction of the Zagreb-Rijeka motorway was resumed, part of it having already been built in 1973, and in 1997 Delnice was connected to Rijeka. In 2004 the motorway was finished by connecting the two directions of motorway in Vrbovsko. The motorway is now known as A6 and it was upgraded to the full two-lane format in 2008.